Hello and good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight to talk about a little bit about some summer cash, some Plexus, health, some testimonies, and we just wanted to invite you on. Thank you for coming. And we just wanted to share with you. We love doing these events. My name is Cheryl Muller, and I am a Diamond Ambassador with Plexus. And really, that means I'm at the top of the company, but basically, that I love every aspect of Plexus, and this is my full-time job. So we love sharing all the different things about how Plexus has changed our health, has changed our finances, and who really doesn't want to feel their best and make some cash? It is just such a win-win. That's why we share. And really, it's such a gift to be able to feel better. So people need to know about it when we feel better. We share everything. We share our favorite restaurants, the leggings from the gym, the jeans that we love. Bathing suit season is coming, right? We share all of that stuff. Especially as ladies. I mean, we share everything, right? Nothing is sacred. And then just taking it one step further, why would we not share about being able to make an income at home, whatever you want to call it, working at home, from an e-commerce, online franchise, literally you can work from anywhere that you have Wi-Fi. We always say if you've got a phone and Wi-Fi, you can make some money, whether it is, extra stream of income, or if you maybe want to make it your main stream of income because the income potential is limitless. There is no cap on it, which I love. So maybe I'll just give you a little bit of my background. I've been with Plexus for almost 9 years, and I started actually to support a friend when she was working her Plexus business. I wanted to be able to do that. And honestly, I started as a skeptic. I didn't believe that the products were going to work. And even though I'll be honest here, even though I was being nice and I was going to support her business, in the back of my mind, I actually was like, I'm going to prove her wrong because I didn't know anything about gut health and I didn't understand it at the time. But I started taking the products. I started just researching the products a little bit because that's something, those kind of details interest me. They don't interest everyone, but they did me. And then slowly, my health started to change. I started to lose a little bit of weight because that was the big thing for me. I didn't want to admit it to anyone, but I was not happy with where I was with my weight. It had just gotten too high. I had moved to Tennessee recently. I indulged in too many bags of M&Ms in my chocolate stash drawer, and I wasn't active at all. And I just kind of imploded for a little bit when I moved to Tennessee. So I started to lose some weight. And then I realized I didn't have migraine headaches anymore. And I didn't have those sugar cravings. I've since gotten rid of my chocolate drawer, but do I like a nice good piece of chocolate, really high quality chocolate? Yes. And then seasonal allergies. Spring came around and I was like, I don't have any allergies. And then the last thing was, well, you know what? So when I started, I was in my late 50s. Now I'm 62, and I was having hot flashes. So I took our X Factor Plus multivitamin, in addition to the other gut health supplements that I was taking. And then within 2 months, I didn't have hot flashes anymore, like no night sweats. And here's the thing, and I'm looking at, some of the people on here and everything. You have a good mood when you're on Plexus. I'm telling you, it really is a game changer. Our serotonin is in our gut. And so people will say, You Plexus people are so happy. We are, and I'm proud of it and I love it. So that's just a little bit of my story. And really, this is the highlight. I love having Dede share her testimony. Dede started in January and she's had an incredible health testimony. And so I would love for her to share it. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Dede, and a little bit about your gut health journey.
Alrighty. So my name is Dede. I am in New Hampshire, and I am a single mom of 3 little kids, 8, 6, and 4. So as you can imagine, we are pretty busy. I started back in January just saying enough is enough. I need to make some changes. I'm not happy with what I'm not seeing in the mirror. I feel like I have no energy. I can't keep up with these kids and their schedule, and I just need to make a change. So I reached out to Cheryl. I had some Slim and Active left over that I had purchased a couple years back and just wasn't consistent with it. And I said, "This is what I have in my cabinet. Can I take it? Is it expired?" And she was like, "No, go for it. Get started with it." I said, What do I order? How do I get this going?" So Cheryl suggested triplex. That would be my number one recommendation for anybody getting started. Start with triplex. Started with that and also started with restore because I wanted to do a liver detox and get some of the junk out of my system. But I also knew that it was going to help with weight loss management. And that was a big thing for me. So I started with triplex and restore. And was also taking active, not consistently, not every day, but when I felt like I needed it. Now it's just about every day, sometimes twice a day. If anybody who can survive without active, who doesn't have a caffeine addiction like I do, I don't know how you do it. I mean, I know how I did it. I used to take naps when I put my kids down for nap. That I took a nap, and sometimes twice a day because I just couldn't make it through. And I have hardly napped at all in the last 5 months. Thank you, Jack. Thanks, active. So in a couple weeks after I got started, I did the reset because I had that sitting in my cabinet and just hadn't had the guts to do it. I knew that I needed to be brave to not chew my food for 3 days because that's something that I really like to do. I never wanted to do any kind of a shake diet or anything like that because I like to be able to chew my food. So I said, I could do this for 3 days, I can do it. And that really got me started on a quick like jump started, I guess. I learned how to count my macros. I learned the importance of protein. I had counted calories before, but just never did it right. I would get to the end of the day and go, "Oh, good, I have 25 calories left. That's a handful of M&Ms." That's not really how it works. So I learned how to count my calories, how to fuel my body correctly, and those changes have made all the difference. I haven't cut out carbs. I haven't cut out fat. I certainly eat a whole lot less sugar and candy than I used to. Like Cheryl said, I would sit at my desk at night and eat an entire bag and not realize it until I went to bed and had a wrapper on my bed on my desk. That was a really bad habit of mine, and thankfully that is gone. Um, so that's where I got started. After the reset, I really liked the lean that came in the reset. So I ordered a bag of lean and started taking the shakes 3, 4, 5 times a week, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, because I'm on the go all the time with my kiddos. I live half the time in my house and half the time with my boyfriend, who's an hour away. So I do a lot of travel back and forth, and quick meals just made it easy. And again, that was helpful with the weight loss. So since January 1st, I've lost just shy of 40 pounds. I have kicked the sugar cravings for sure. I am feeling like I have much more energy, much more stamina to keep up with my kiddos. My headaches, which I was getting 4 or 5 times a week, headaches and migraines are all but gone. When I get them, I just take a stick of active and they disappear in about 20 minutes, which is incredible. I am now working on my thyroid health. I started taking X Factor Plus, and actually last night started with MetaBurn because I know that I'm getting to the point where I've lost a lot of weight and I want to kind of kick in something else. So I'm looking to lose some inches in my waist, hips, and thighs, and I know that MetaBurn will help with that. So I've added other products here and there, and yeah, we'll see where it takes me from there.
Well, I love that. You really have crushed your health goals, and you know, you just picked up little tools along the way. And what I love is that Plexus is just one of those tools in our healthy living tool belt. So just a little background on Plexus. Plexus, the corporate, has been around for 17 years. They're a debt-free company. We focus really on the three pillars of health: blood sugar balance, reducing inflammation, and gut health. And really, gut health, it's science. It is working on your gut health really gets to the root of issues instead of trying to take medicines, or even if it's a skin issue or something, put creams on it instead of trying to cover up or just treat the symptoms. Gut health really gets to the root issues, and so it's different than anything else. And here's the thing: there are 60% of Americans that live paycheck to paycheck, and 45% of Americans already have what we would call like a side stream of income or a side hustle, however you want to say it. And then 40% of Americans are actually looking for one. So this is something that is becoming really common, working on or thinking about an extra stream of income. And we think it's a really good fit. We love helping people get healthy and earning a stream of income. Plexus is a very generous company, and they've got a lot. The compensation plan, it really benefits us. There's anywhere between 8 and 11 different ways to earn money. We get paid every week, which is amazing. And there are just lots of different incentives. And just like, I just came back in February from a trip that I earned to a cruise to the Bahamas. Um, I will be heading out in September on another cruise to Alaska. And there's just all kinds of different, Dede and I've got my iPad over there. That was an incentive. So there's just neat little incentives that help us when we're sharing. And even with, just to talk about, even with, I've got it printed out, this month's incentives, that's why we call it summer cash, is Plexus is giving you extra $400 if you're sharing with 6 people, another $400 if you share with another. So, however much you want to earn or however much you want to share with people. And that's really the basis. People will say, okay, well, how do you get started with the business of Plexus? And it's you purchase your products. That's the first step. You buy one of the combos like Dede talked about, triplex. And really, I actually grabbed it today. I was thinking, triplex is 2 products, ProBio 5, a probiotic, and a magnesium bio cleanse that just works with the digestion. And then you get a pack of 30. This is our slim. You mix it up. I actually made one before because there's no caffeine in it. It works on balancing your blood sugar, helps with those sugar cravings, all that. You purchase a combo, and then you just start sharing it with friends. It really is that simple. You're sharing it. And what I love about the business of Plexus, not only that you can work from anywhere, but you can start out with it as an extra stream of income and then make it your stream of income. And why this type of business is so I guess you could say popular. Like, it's so well known. One, it's online, and two, people are looking for freedom. People used to go to school, graduate college, work a 9 to 5 till they retired, and again, years and years ago, they would work the same job, retire, have a pension, and retire, that's it. So, but that's not really the way it is today. People jump from job to job, but people are looking for freedom, and they're looking for options to live their life the way that they want to. And that's really what Plexus offers. Though I look at it as like an online franchise. And so that's what we like. Maybe you're tired of commuting. Maybe you want some extra money for organic groceries. Maybe you want some cash for your kids' activities. this summer. Maybe you want to a vacation fund. Maybe you want to make some weekend trips, maybe some day trips, maybe a girls' weekend. That's what I'm thinking about. But no matter what you want, Plexus can give you that flexibility to earn that cash this summer and beyond. And really, I want Dede to tell you a little bit about how she kind of transitioned, sorry, from, taking the products and saying, I'm never going to work this business, to working her way up the ranks and earning quite a nice sum of money. So just tell us a little bit about that, Dede.
So yeah, I was dead set against sharing this. In the beginning, I had enough going for me. I had enough jobs and income. I mean, I didn't because I was scraping by, or underwater, to be honest. I maxed out my credit card to place my triplex order. And I said to Cheryl, there's no way I'm going to be able to keep this up. She said, but there's a way to get your products covered. I said, then tell me what I need to do with that, because I'm not coaching. I'm not doing this. It's not my thing. I don't have a passion for this, and I'm not doing it. And Cheryl went, okay, yep, sounds good. So she goes, just share, just do a little shout out post like, thanks, Cheryl, for getting me involved in this. And these are the results I'm seeing. And that's what I started with. And I had some people interested. So I put them in a 3-way chat and said, here you go, take over, I'm done. Then I started to see that some different, well, I saw the weight loss. I saw, actually, most recently, I didn't even mention, I have next to zero allergy symptoms, which has been amazing because I've had 2 sinus surgeries and 35 years of awful allergy symptoms, and that's all but disappeared. So that's been awesome too. But the headaches had disappeared. And when I messaged Cheryl and I was like, Active is working, it's treating the headaches and they're going away. And like, I haven't had any headaches lately. She's like, that's a post. And I went, okay, I'll put a post up about that. And then there was something else that came up and she was like, that's a post, that's a post. So I shared a few times. I had some people interested. And what I saw was that it was a really easy system, that she would have me introduce the person. We talk about their health goals, excuse me, talk about their health goals. And she would recommend some products and we kind of went from there. And before I knew it, I had a whole team of people under me that I was refusing to coach. But my paycheck was increasing. I started getting these little deposits in my account. On a Thursday morning, I'd go, oh, there's an extra $25. Oh, hey, there's a $53 deposit. And by mid-March, I was on track to earn a free iPad. And I had like the biggest income that I've had in any month ever in March. My Plexus income was over $700 and I was just blown away. Adding that to my family's finances meant that I could purchase my kids whatever they wanted at Dick's Sporting Goods for their baseball season, which I never imagined that I was going to be able to do. I swiped my card for $500 and didn't think anything of it. And that for me was absolutely huge. That was a really big turning point. And at that point, I said, all right, I'm going for more. I know I can do this. So in April, I ranked up again. My paycheck again increased, and this month I'm going for an even higher goal because I've seen the incentives, I've seen what this system can, or what these products can do for people, and I just feel like I'm doing my friends and family a disservice if I don't share how good I'm feeling, because I want them all to feel the same way. And I want them to have the ability to add that extra income to their lifestyle as well. Just last week, my boyfriend and I decided we were taking all of our kids, the Brady Bunch, all 6 of them, to El Salvador for a week. And again, it was something that I never thought that I ever could have afforded anytime soon. But to put my kids on a plane for the very first time and fly them to a tropical country, for a week at the beach, it's incredible. Has it paid for yet? No. But I have faith. We will get there. And I know that what I'm doing is making a huge difference. And so I'm going for it, and we're going to make it happen.
Yeah, no, I love that. I loved watching you, just the transition and you changing. And Dede doesn't give herself enough credit. She hops in those chats and she's really good at it now, but she saw how simple the system was. And that's what I love. It's a learn and earn type of business. So you don't have to know everything, and we teach you, and that's what makes it really simple. And so it boils down to just sharing with your friends, looking at the different networks that you have, talking to people that you come in contact with. And I mean, like even Dede, a good example, even Dede, she was helping her mom the other day, and she was talking with these realtors, and she says, oh my gosh, well, you would love active, here's a sample of this or whatever. So wherever she goes, she just thinks about sharing, because everybody needs good health, everybody talks about wanting more energy, and a fair amount of people want weight loss. Even though Plexus isn't a weight loss company, there are a lot of people who they realize once they, what happens is they get your gut balances, and then you start to lose weight. So that's really as simple as it is. So what I want to leave you with today, so I always think about what do I want to leave everyone with? You can start building the life that you want today. You just have to start. And really kind of like Dede did. She just started. And we have an amazing team, a very successful team, and we're here to help you make $300, $500, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. You can go to the top of the company. We're here for whatever you want. And really, we just appreciate you hopping on tonight. Dede, did you have any words of wisdom about what just about starting to share, or the business or the income part of it?
Just share, put it out there, tell everybody what you're experiencing, put it in your stories, throw it up in a post, talk to people at the ball field, talk to the mail lady when you send out samples to somebody who's looking for samples. I think Cheryl was talking to her UPS lady the other day. She had her a bunch of samples. I was at a graduation party this weekend, and people were like, oh my gosh, you look amazing. I'm like, yeah, you should try these products. Hold on, I've got some in my car. And my mom laughed because I had this whole bag of well, I mean, they're just the sticks, the Hydrate Active and Slim Sticks. Yeah, those. And my mom said, like, why do you have all this stuff? Well, I keep them in my car so that if I forget to take them, they're in there, but they're also there for samples. And I'm happy to hand out samples, mail out samples. I've driven samples to people's houses. I think everybody deserves to feel this good, and I want them all to know about it. So yes, it is. It's an investment in the samples themselves, but it's paying off in big ways. So it's been worth it for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of people don't budget for supplements, but it really is an investment in your health. If that's if that's something that fits into your life, and that's something that you want to focus on, Plexus is really the perfect vehicle to, work on your health and your finances. Yeah, just don't let fear get in the way, and just go for it, because we absolutely love this, and we know that you would too. So we just want to say thank you for joining us tonight, and if you have any questions, just reach out to the person who invited you, and we would be happy to help you. Thank you so much for your time, and have a good evening.